And we are live. Welcome to the Renegade podcast. I'm your host, a dashing rogue, and with my frequent sidekick, Artistic Layman.
What are you looking at? You've never seen a hypocrite before?
Oh gosh,
The
that's
Big Bang
amazing.
Theory was good for something.
The Big Bang Theory got killed by the fans. Like, it's very similar to what happened with Rick and Morty. In fact, you could argue that what happened to Rick and Morty was what happened to Big Bang Theory. Like, there were all these assholes trying to latch onto it and basically, like, self-identifying it. They made it about themselves, you know? But that was an AI cover of the Beach Boys singing 99 Problems, but a bitch ain't one.
And that clip was a little experience I had, but we don't have to go into the details of that.
Oh, jeez. I don't even recall. But
well, it requires a woman we know as Carlin.
Oh, we're gonna go into her. Boraquita.
It's almost irrelevant because I mean she's effectively made herself irrelevant to me. So like hitting and punching is like punching down to her. I see her as beneath us.
She is, but at the same time, like she's kind of like a heifer, like a giant fucking cow.
I mean, to be fair,
if you can wrangle it,
she does have more subscribers and more views than us. So I guess it would be punching up to a certain degree.
Oh boy, now I'm starting to buffer because we're having issues with my fucking internet.
Oh dear.
Wonderful. Oh, I hate this shit. This is baloney. God dang.
Anywho.
Anyhow, well, the show will go on because it's still streaming technically. We're
yes,
still live.
We're still going.
We're still going. I mean, you know, Cox's internet could go suck my you know what. But we're still going. But here's the clip of the day for those who wanna. I found this hilarious. This is how you deal with people. This is when people persecute you. This is how you react. Here we go, Luke. Pull it up.
And what am I looking at here?
You are looking at a protest because there's college protests.
Oh yes, I've heard of those. What's been going on?
Well, we're gonna look at Twitter real quick, but this is something that just to get our wet our whistle, so to speak.
Take a look. See here. What do we got? What's going on with this thingy here? What exactly is going on here?
Start from the beginning and play it out.
Let's see.
White devils mouth on my Twitter. I hate you. White devils mouth on my Twitter.
What? White devil smile from my Twitter? Wait, who are we? What's going on here?
You know exactly what's going on. Shaniqua of the social justice movement has basically told the white devil to smile, and what does he do?
He smiles.
He smiles, and he's like, "I hate you." You're like, well, this is like the most.
Well, you asked.
Passive. It's passive aggressive on the part of the police officer, but I really do like it because he understands how to play the game. He gets it. He fucking does. Because he just smiled, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, what's wrong with smiling? Like, if you criminalize smiling, like, there's nothing you can fucking do about it. But
they'll invent a law. That's what they're doing with Trump now.
Oh, okay, here you go. Here's one for you.
Oh, what's this?
There's so much stuff we could talk about. I mean, I could literally do my. I'm thinking about just doing like what Leafy did. You remember Leafy, the guy? I think it's a millennial gem.
I was never a fan. I never really followed him.
Well, but like you've seen some of his videos where he's basically like, I guess, surfing on like Counter-Strike Go, just looking at his fucking knife or whatever the hell it is, right? And he would do it between that. I'm thinking of having that with Call of Duty clips, just so I could it fill out more of my channel and have an extra channel, so to speak. And basically talk about, stuff that doesn't get put in the show because, I don't know, we don't have time. Because there's so much to talk about. I mean, there really, really is. I mean, between Trump basically being fucking lawfared into the ground.
On the dumbest, which could easily happen just because of the judge and the jury involved. It has nothing to do with the law.
Yeah.
It's just so dumb.
Oh, speaking of law, we're going to talk about that in a second. But first off, let's just focus on the college protests. Here you go.
What's this?
Have you seen this one?
State trooper runs out of patience. What's this?
You're hurting me.
He is done with the shit. He is not interested. Pick him up. Listen to the music. Listen to it. Listen to it. Listen to it, dude.
Everyone's like, look, surrounding people. Look at them like, yeah, whatever, dude. You asked for it.
Play the music. Play the audio.
Oh, what? Oh, you can't hear it?
I can't hear it. No, play the audio.
Oh, wait. You can't hear me. You can't hear me now?
No, I can't hear the clips audio.
You're hurting me.
You have to unmute it.
It is unmuted.
Oh, okay, I see. So it must be in it. Okay, I got you. That makes sense. Here you go. Here's another one for you.
You look at everyone around them. Like, the girl on her phone just like, yeah, whatever.
These people,
whatever,
man.
dude.
These people.
Oh, what's this? What's this?
This.
What are we doing here?
Impulsively hit him on the head very lightly to get his attention. And they grabbed me, threw me to the ground, and arrested me.
That's assault, you moron.
These people.
Doesn't matter how light it is, it's still technically assault.
Yep, you get it, Luke. You understand what's going on. You understand it. You get it. Okay, so besides
the conflict of like the lawfare and the lawfare in both directions, like this is, I'm enjoying this. I'm hating what's happening to Trump. Like there's so much chaos going on right now.
Oh, dude, you know.
And not to invoke the Game of Thrones, but chaos is not a pit. Chaos is a ladder for certain people.
Well, you do know. I mean, he's literally has the Michael Moorcock fucking chaos sigil, dude. Mm-hmm. And then I found out today that apparently he has a son, and he's apparently a musician, a rocker. I'm like, motherfucker, like, you know, Mark Passio and shit talks about, you know, how the Satanists take over the world. I mean, you have a guy who basically idealizes Evola. You have a guy who basically has the Chaos Sigil. He's basically influencing, you know, Russian political foreign affairs, right?
And meanwhile, people like Klaus Schwab have busts of Lenin on their bookshelf.
And then, of course, we have this shit going on. This is your local college, ladies and gentlemen.
Pro-posted counter-attack to kill the Jew.
Mic check. I need people. You need to repeat after me. Say what I say. You got it? Got it? Cool. Oh my god. Free Palestine.
Wait, but how do you do that without killing the Jews?
You basically just blow yourself up. Oh, here's one for you. Here's some little orphan Annie, a little faggoty Andy. Here you go.
What's this?
Here's one for you. This is what happens. Look at these people. Look at them. They're fucking insane.
Let's see.
You guys are shouting for Intifada? You know what an Intifada is? What is it? What is an Intifada? You guys are proud of shouting for Intifada? Yeah?
Intifada. Do you know what Intifada is? I actually have one of those. I accidentally bought it. I don't know why. I must have botched it. Like, I was going to get one of those fucking, not the hijab, what the fuck they call them? Shimak, I think it's called. Yeah, the operator Shimak. I got one of those, and I accidentally bought the wrong one. I wanted to get something that was black and white, and I accidentally bought the Palestinian one.
Those kids, whether it be out of ignorance or pride, those kids look terrifying. You can just imagine them being used as a red guard to take into power, and then another guard would take them out when they're too radical, just like in Mao's China.
Chow Mao's China, yeah, Chow Mein brains, fucking Chink Fredo, Kami Fredo, because that's what he is. Here's another one for you.
No, now what? Oh boy, here we go.
Here we go. This is where the battle.
Look at these. Right. We've got the white frat boys throwing away protesters' belongings, and we've got the pigs in brown doing...
Oh, Arizona State. Ah, based.
Nothing about it, although we are being forced off campus.
And...
Pigs in brown.
And that's a problem because.
And then there's Texas Austin University, which this is Texas, babe. Look at this shit.
Oh, what's this? What's this?
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Fucking Muslims, man. These people are totally brainwashed. You know that, right? These people would be fucking gunned down in the streets by the goddamn communists. They would.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, what do you think the Red Guard was? I mean, they had to get rid of them when they weren't useful anymore.
Yeah. As Yuri Bezmenov says, they know too much. They've been ideologically contaminated.
Free Palestine! The occupation has got to go!
Here's Oklahoma State right here. Here's one for you. Oklahoma. Oh boy.
Is this that's all there?
Or Ohio State, I should say.
What happened? What happened?
Free borderline. Free borderline. Now the police are going after him.
Not yet.
Here you go. Here's some for you.
What's this?
This is by some Aisha, I guess her name is Aishi. Aisha. Oh, Aisha, how could you?
Media.
Here's one for you. And here's another one for you, Luke. I mean, look at this. Like, this shit's getting... Thank God these guys don't have guns, you know? Could you imagine what would happen if these cunts had guns?
What was the other protest that they're trying to compare this to? Like the Kent University?
State.
Yeah, what was that? What was that about?
Oh, let's do a trick down memory lane and actually find out what Kent State was about.
Kent State. What was it about?
Oh,
Protests.
this one.
Protests.
Okay. Oh, the Kent State shootings. These from. Oh, actually, we can't use this clip because it's from the History Channel.
Well, I'll just play something from audio. The shooting History Channel. 4 killed in Kent State shooting. Blah 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 blah. Kent State shootings explained. Okay, right. From this one's by Mr. Beat. I don't know who that is.
I'm Mr. Beat.
But I'm not.
The United States is a divided country. Never before has it been more divided than it is right now.
And this video was made 5 years ago. oh.
Here's one.
Except for the Civil War.
Here's one for you.
After the Civil War.
We're going to use
and
this.
The election of 1800, and the election of 1876, the election of 1960, the election of 2000.
1970, students at Kent State University in Kent, Ohio, gathered to protest the war. Even though President Richard Nixon got elected promising to end the Vietnam War, U.S. troops had just
show their
invaded
screen.
Cambodia, a country next to Vietnam. The war was expanding. These students demanded the troops be brought home. They buried a copy of the Constitution to symbolize how Congress had never declared war like the Constitution says they were supposed to. On the evening of May 1st, protesters got pretty angry. They threw rocks and bottles at police officers. They built bonfires. Because of this, the police ordered local bars to be closed early in an attempt to limit the stupid behavior that often follows when people get drunk. Well, this just made some protesters even angrier. A handful of them got violent and began to break windows and even loot stores. In no way did these few bad apples represent the vast majority of protesters, but obviously police began to blame all the protesters. The next day, Leroy...
Which is exactly what you're supposed to do. That's exactly what we're supposed to do. Luke, show the screen, please.
I'm not sure if there. Just want to make sure that I'm not showing anything bad. So.
Well, it's fine. We'll edit it out if it's not. It's all good.
Declared a state of emergency. He asked the governor, James Rhodes, to send the Ohio National Guard to his city to keep order. National Guard members got to town that night. As they arrived, someone set fire to the Reserve Officer Training Corps building on campus. No one knows who started the fire, but some of the protesters cheered it. Some even sliced the hoses the firefighters were using to put the fire out. Needless to say, Guard members were a bit on edge after this. They released tear gas to break up the protesters. By Sunday, May 3rd, about 1,000 National Guard members were on campus. While most were friendly to each other, things became more tense throughout the day. Governor Rhodes talked some trash when he said, quote, "They're the worst type of people that we harbor in America. I think that we're up against the strongest, well-trained, militant, revolutionary group that has ever assembled in America," unquote. Dude, that didn't make the protesters
Jesus
happy.
Christ, this guy was based. He called it what it is. The fact that they are literally aiding the destruction of property. Not that they started it, right? They didn't burn that fucking shit down, assuming that they're telling the truth on that. But for them to sabotage efforts to actually put out a fire that could very well destroy the entire school, hell, if left unchecked, could burn down the whole fucking neighborhood. My God.
refused to go home, some National Guard members threatened them with bayonets. More rocks were thrown, more tear gas released. Monday, May 4th, classes resumed on campus, but the protesters returned, scheduling a rally at noon. University officials tried to prevent the gathering, but there were just too many students. Around 3,000 ended up showing up. After the protest began, National Guard members released more tear gas at the students, but it wasn't working due to the wind. Some protesters threw more rocks. In response, around 77 National Guard members moved toward the protesters with armed rifles and bayonets. Suddenly, some started firing their guns at the protesters. No one knows who
Fucking
fired the first shot.
Verdun.
The gunfire lasted
It's
between
gone.
13 seconds
They
and
turned it into Verdun. Like I talk about the Battle of Berkeley. This was fucking Verdun compared to that.
by rounds. 1 minute.
Fucking having
Between
bayonets,
28
dude.
and 29 of the National Guard members fired a total of between 61 and 67 shots. When the firing stopped, 9 students lay wounded, 4 dead. 2 of those killed weren't even participating in the protests. Jeffrey Miller, age 20, who was shot in the mouth, was the only victim to die instantly. Here is a famous picture of him by John Philo that shows him lying on the ground as a woman above him screams. The average distance between the shooters and all the victims was about the length of a football field. The other 3 who later died were Allison Krauss, age 19, William Schroeder, also age 19, and Sandra Schrewer, age 20. All of the students shot were in good standing with Kent State University. So why did the shooters do it? Well, they later claimed they did it out of self-defense. They felt threatened. Many disagreed, and the National Guard members did have to eventually go to court. The Kent State shootings helped convince everyone that the anti-war movement was bigger than they previously had believed. Many universities across the country canceled classes for the rest of the school year afterward out of fear of more violent protests happening on their campus. Famous musicians
And that's
made
how
songs
we got-
of protest. Probably.
And keep in mind, this is in response to the Vietnam War, which is an absolute disaster in every way. And now this is a response to the Hamas attack and Israel's response, and now everyone's having a conniption for that Israel overreacted. But, you know, what are they going to do? You just attack them and kill them and murder them. What are you going to do?
What can you do?
I mean, what do you expect them to do? I mean, Israel's not exactly historically known for being subtle about his retaliation.
You know, people have been talking about how they want to have like the trans Floyd moment. You know, like they want to have like George Floyd. This shit might very well happen. We might very well see an instance where some tranny gets fucking popped, and they're not even pro-Palestinian. You know,
the transsexuals aren't. The transsexual issue is not even an issue. It's the Palestinians. All we have to do is wait for some innocent, horrible instance where a Palestinian gets killed by the authorities, and the streets are going to riot again. You just know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are we going to share here? That was before. But so far, it seems hopefully contained, and hopefully it stays that way. What was this last one you shared me?
This last one is exactly what went down with Kent State. Oh, not this one. Slam them to the ground. Look at all those wires on them. Zip ties, yeah. It's badass. Every single fucking one of these people. They deserve to be fucking... They deserve this. This should happen to them. You know, getting caught by the police is what they should have wanted.
It's going to be a lived experience for them that they'll take into their revolutionary lives. Just watch. Oh, they have guns. Ooh, they have guns. Wait, are they guns or just bullets? Or just,
those are rifles with pepper spray ball.
Okay.
The pepper balls. They do have guns on their hips. So if they have to, they could fucking deploy them and shoot a bastard.
If some idiot tries to grab them, if some idiot tries to grab them, which they might, they'll shoot them down dead.
Yeah, well, here's the thing about shooting them down dead. If most police officers use ALS or SLS Safariland holsters, and to basically get those, to draw those, you have to be able to push down on a certain mechanism and flip it forward. I could draw from like level 2 retention, I believe it is, or level 1 retention. I can't remember which one it is.
The person who posted this says, horrific violence of videos of police violence coming out of America. It is unbelievable that Americans are being treated like this over a foreign nation. Are they really just is that really all they're doing? Because you didn't show us any of this, so did they really do nothing? I'd like to know if they did nothing.
They did something.
Let's see what it is.
Arrest them, ladies and gentlemen.
Although I am curious, like, are they just blocking? Are they causing protest, like riots? Like, what are they doing?
Oh, you want to talk about protests and riots? Let's talk about what happened in. Here we go. Here's one for you. This is from back in Golden Gate Bridge. Riots. Here you go. Here's something. They did this.
The automatic weapon on the video is a plus paintball launcher. Note the holes in the weapons of semi-automatic weapon. Okay, maybe you should read the First Amendment before trying to use it. What part of peaceably assemble do you not understand? Blocking traffic is not peaceably assembling. Blocking students from going into class is not peacefully assembling. Yes, right, Joe. Yes.
Here we go. Protests blocked the Golden Gate Bridge. Could you imagine the level of damage these fuckers could do by basically blocking vital lines?
If someone dies on the bridge, it should be on their heads. If someone dies because of an emergency on the bridge, it should be their fault.
Show the screen, please. There we go.
An aerial view of the Golden Gate Bridge mid-span, where you see a number of vehicles stopped at a standstill. We can't make out from this picture where the protesters are. Now remember, Amanda said over at 880, there's about 6 protesters who use this device to lock arms together and shut down all traffic in the northbound direction. I'm looking carefully through the monitors to see if we see something like that here in this picture. Maybe if it's just a handful of people, and it does look like...
I wish I could see that sign. Is that just about Palestine? About Palestine?
It seems like a banner.
Oh, Gaza.
It probably is Gaza.
Gaza.
That the protesters have sprawled out across what is, I believe, the southbound direction of the Golden Gate Bridge, and some cars stuck behind it. So it doesn't look like there's a mass of people in either freeway.
Stop the world for Gaza. Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, dare people get arrested for something that's happening in the world? Why are we acting about something happening on the other side of the world, you jerks?
Well, because you have to remember, for all the money that's given by the Israelis to the colleges, what does that money purchase them, right, Luke? What does it purchase? What do they get with it? What does the Jew money purchase them? Well, most of it goes to STEM. What does the Muslim money go to? What does the Muslims oil the Sheiky boys oil money go to? Where does that go? It goes into social justice studies. It goes into gender studies. They fund this shit. They literally do. Mm-hmm. So for all the talk of the Jews control the media, the Jews control academia, like look at all the money that's going to fucking from these fucking these Islamic countries. What do they purchase with it? What do they fund? Go look at it. I gotta show it. I mean, just go look it up. But anyhow. That's enough of that for now. Let's get on to something a bit more... Let's get to something a bit more interesting. Here we go. So this was sent to me. I don't watch any of the old guard alternative mainstream media, so this went under my fucking radar. Here you go, Luke. Play it. From the Count Dankula.
City man convicted over gunsmithing hobby after judge says Second Amendment doesn't exist in this courtroom. Now...
Oh, really? Oh.
Oh, yeah. Some of this shit gets even fucking weirder. Like, we'll keep watching it, but just to get an idea, it gets fucking weird. And by the way, go subscribe to Dankula.
I want to know who appointed this judge. I would like to know.
Play it.
Again, context matters, so I want to see the context in which he says it, right? Hopefully it goes into it in the article, but basically saying that the Constitution, the thing that's supposed to protect you from the state and their predatory courts, doesn't matter in the courtroom. That's a very nerve-wracking thing to hear, but then again, it is New York City. But let's go into it. Maybe we're...
it's New York, so of course it doesn't exist.
Just reading it. Maybe we are, but let's go into it and have a look. A Brooklyn man has been convicted of 13 weapons charges after having been arrested and charged in 2022 for building his own firearms.
The jury found Tyler guilty. The jury of his peers.
The jury of his peers, which again, he's going to say the same conclusion that I've said, and I'll say this right now. I think I made the right decision getting out of California.
Yeah, this guy, he should play the race card. How dare you prosecute me and convict me?
Sometimes you have to buy into the madness, just to fucking survive.
Is his absolute right to do. He is allowed to build. He could build a fucking potato cannon for all I care, right? It's your house, your property, your business.
Don't be a racist, Dick.
Dexter Taylor's
It's fucking Irish.
Amendment case in light of the Bruin ruling handed down in the same year. The jury found Taylor guilty of second-degree criminal possession of a loaded weapon, 4 counts of third-degree criminal possession of a weapon, 5 counts of criminal possession of a firearm, second-degree criminal possession of 5 or more firearms, unlawful possession of pistol ammunition, violation of certificate of registration, prohibition on unfinished frames or receivers. So basically, yeah, if he gets convicted, he's going away for a very long time. 2 lesser charges, including third-degree criminal possession of 3 or more firearms and third-degree possession of a weapon, were not voted on. Taylor, a 52-year-old New York native and a software engineer, discovered the world of gunsmithing years ago. He decided to take it up as a hobby and possibly turn it into a business later. However, when a joint ATF-NYPD task force discovered he was legally buying parts from various companies, they opened up an investigation that led to a SWAT raid and arrest. He is currently being jailed on Rikers Island as he awaits.
They discovered he was legally buying parts in various companies.
So that means who's ratting him out? Who are the ones who are ratting his ass out, right? Who's doing it?
Taylor's conviction highlights the ongoing battle for gun rights. During an interview with the New Verghese, Taylor's defence lawyer, he details how Taylor's trial proceeded and highlighted a distinct bias in favour of the prosecution. So your first time in a courtroom, are you? Verghese described how Taylor became fascinated by weapons science during the COVID-19 lockdowns, which inspired him to take up his gunsmithing hobby. He ended up building, I believe it was 8 pistols and 5 rifles, or 6 rifles, AR-style rifles, and then 8 or 9 Glock pistols that he built, Verghese said, and he's been doing this hobby for years and hasn't shot a single person, clearly a very dangerous man. In an interview prior to his conviction, Taylor told Red State, I found out that you can actually legally buy a receiver, and you can machine that receiver to completion, and you buy your parts and put them together, and you've got a pistol or a rifle. And once I saw...
Everything that he... Like, here's the thing that's interesting. Everything that he did was totally legal. He built it himself. Like, yeah, there are certain guns you can't get in, like, places like California and New York. I don't even think you can get any guns in New York City. And from what I understand, this guy was building his own fucking equipment in New York City, from what I understand. Keep going.
And once I saw that, I was hooked. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. This is the most cool thing you could possibly do in your machine shop. From the beginning of Taylor's trial, it was evident that the court would be biased against the defendant, according to Verghese. They explained that 2 judges presided over his case before the current official, Judge Abinadarke, that's a very unfortunate last name, took over.
Wait, the judge... What?
Darky.
Judge Darkey opening statement multiple times as he tried to set the stage for Taylor's defence. Even further, she admonished the defence to refrain from mentioning the Second Amendment during the trial. But that's what the Constitution is for. That is what the Second Amendment is for. That's like coming up to the court and the judge going, "Don't you dare bring a lawyer. Don't you dare bring a lawyer into this court." That's what it's for. That's what the Second Amendment's for. She told us, do not bring the Second Amendment into this courtroom. It doesn't exist here, so you can't argue Second Amendment. This is New York. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that New York falls completely outside of the Constitution.
What? Oh, so state rights do exist.
They do exist, except only when they want it to exist, mate.
Yeah, of course.
Aware of that. I didn't know that the Constitution only applies to certain places. How convenient is that for the state? Verghese said he had filed the appropriate paperwork to preserve these arguments for appeal, but that the judge rejected these arguments and she went out of her way to limit me. So basically, they're like, that we tried to do the same thing in our appeal because the judge and prosecutor said so, just some outright falsehoods, which there's evidence for, just complete fucking falsehoods. By the way, see the judge's like closing statement, there is like so many falsehoods in it, and that was grounds for our appeal where the judge went, this was the case, and we were like, actually no, it wasn't, we have the evidence to prove that and everything, and it didn't fucking matter anyway. However, everyone still to this day takes the judge's closing statements as gospel in our trial. I know, pain in the arse. But yeah, the fact that they went, yeah, see how the Constitution is to prevent you from state overreach, the state violating your rights, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to make those arguments in the courtroom. Also, you're not allowed to make a note that I told you.
Well, I just did. What are you going to do about
it?
What are you going to do about it? Because I'll tell you this right the fuck now. This shit like the internet exists for this reason, to keep crap like this from happening. The fact that the British Scotsman, right, is talking about this shit, saying, you can't do that, you can't do that. That should be a sign that you're in the wrong, all right?
I mean, that's kind of Sargon of Akkad's career at this point, reminding those Americans of what we're supposed to be doing.
While his fucking country burns and gets, taken over by people who can't speak fucking English, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking sad. It is sad because between the courts which he's going to say in later on in the film and then the video that we're going to see an end of juries coming up here. I don't know, but I'll tell you this.
So it's like Judge Dredd, but not nearly as cool.
I wish we could get Judge Dredd. Here you go.
The judge is not based, but a whiny little bureaucrat that hides behind a desk. Ugh, how depressing.
Everybody is a witch. This This is what's wrong with the West right here. This is, and I want you to look at the physiognomy of these women. Okay.
Let's see. Practicing magic with Mia.
No. We're not talking.
Oh, the truth.
Everyone's a
about
witch. We're gonna Luke. That's for later.
Wait.
That is for later. We're gonna watch. Everyone's a witch.
Wait. Which one are we watching?
Practicing magic.
Okay, let's take a look at this.
Now, before we continue, I want you to look at the physiognomy of these women, and I've told you about these house wino type of mentality. Look at her; she's fucking dry, like her skin is leathery and shit. Go on.
Well, she's skinny, keeping herself thin.
Yep.
Yes. I will say this is the first time I've
both of them very thin.
Ever had anyone on the show who has an actual witch hat.
Oh, yeah.
Are you? I will say this is the first time I've had anyone on the show that is as public about calling themselves a witch as you are. I am so outrageous. It feels like this.
Look at the legs. Look at the leg shot, bro.
Like
she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. But you'll soon realize, and this is something that Officer Howdy, may God rest his soul, realized in The Wicker Man, because apparently these women are crazy, and they're loose. Oh yes, they're loose, but they're not the type of women you want to take home to your other, and you'll soon realize that. Keep going.
This is gonna be the year of the witch. Feels like we're really coming out.
It will be the year of the Linux before it's the year of the witch, and the Linux desktop specifically.
So many Owl House references I want to make right now.
Oh, dude, we're gonna slog through it, but get your references ready. We're going. Doing it.
Much of that is due to you and your bravery and your willingness to play your part. Really, I know how I got cast in this life and in this incarnation, and I am going to play it full out when.
It wasn't a dream! Good morning, terrifying fantasy world!
Good morning!
Unfortunately, this is exactly what happens when I think it's Edda, right? Or what the fuck is the character?
Luz no Seda.
Luz. Oh, the fucking
Luz Luz no Seda.
This chick is probably loose, kind of, in a lot of ways.
No, the loose is a sexual fantasy of Danateris. Because apparently Danateris, these characters are possibly, if not directly, loosely based on a relationship she had with someone. Because the other girl, Amity, is supposed to be her, and Luce is a girl she supposedly dated.
Wow. Fucking fanfics.
But before we do that, for the hat made you want to find this particular spot here. Here it goes.
Oh, we freed the oppressed and defeated the evil warden together? Yep.
Kid, slow down, kid. Being a witch doesn't happen overnight. Also, you're wrapped in a bathrobe and wearing the dirtiest traffic cone I've ever seen.
Wow. Oh, yeah, she is in a bathrobe.
Look, what is the purpose of this hat? Why do they wear hats like this? I need to look this up.
No, just she'll tell you. Okay, if you buy her a cup of coffee, she'll tell you.
Our video, right? That's what.
100% authentically me, and I want to celebrate you for the bravery that takes.
The bravery.
You look like a lunatic. You're not brave.
She's brave for wearing it.
If the internet is going to take advantage of this, they're going to meme you into absolute embarrassment. Oh.
When you started doing it, when it was not cool, it was not trendy, there weren't a lot of people doing it. I'm sure you faced so much ridicule, so much.
When? Was in the 70s and 80s?
Luke, you have to speak truth to power. You have to own your narrative. You have to just love thyself. You live, laugh, love, Luke.
But I imagine myself to be the everlasting whole. I imagine God be God on earth. Can I demand respect from that?
No, that's misogyny. That's sexism. We're not allowed to have that here. We don't do that here.
I say that's sexist.
That's racismus. And now you're doing capitalism.
So much, probably big and small, being cut down. People trying to weaken you and your power. And it has been such a privilege and a delight to see you just.
How is this not parody? These people are serious.
This is what's wrong with women in the West.
Too much
These are the
free
type
time. Too much free time.
We need to put them back to work.
Well, at least give them some sane, like, I mean, the Gnostic cults and all that. Let's get on with it.
Like flourish and thrive, and to see you expand into.
I could totally imagine this being an Oprah interview. Oprah would do something like this.
Oprah, well, apparently Oprah brought Gnostic Sex Cult to the masses, according to Carla Bordasenko, so maybe.
Well, actually, James points that out too, like all these little things like Deepak Chopra, all these people, The Secret. Like, Oprah was a big fan of The Secret. Like, you know.
Deepak Chopra, I remember that fucker.
Do the full space and presence that you take up, and then to see nature responding to that. So I'm really excited for us to talk about why isn't everyone practicing magic? And
it's not real, you loony.
It's not real, you whore.
Magic only exists in language manipulation. It's not real anywhere else. Which means magic is light. Magic is light. That's why
well, fucking Wendy, the fucking witch over here, is gonna tell you what's what, Luke.
All right, let's play. Okay. I've been looking for if magic is real. I'd like to know. Okay, let's hear it. What is magic?
So before we even go into that, because I know it's a big conversation.
Ah, dang it!
How did you first discover magic? Like, what was your first inkling that magic is real?
I was one of those total fantasy nerd kids, so I always hoped that magic was real.
She is Lusno Seda.
She kind of is.
I gotta find that clip now. Keep going.
Would escape into fairy tale books every single day, all day, as much time as I could possibly spend in my books, because I didn't like the world that I lived in. I felt more comfortable in this land of legends and...
Now, don't worry. Summer camp is only going to be for 3 months. You'll be so busy balancing checkbooks and learning to appreciate public radio, the time will fly by.
But I don't like any of that stuff. I like editing anime clips to music and reading fantasy books with convoluted backstories.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's her, dude.
Oh god. I hope. I mean, I don't know if Owl House really is popular as because I mean, it was kind of a blip. I don't know if anyone actually take it seriously, but this girl would totally take it seriously.
Oh, jeez.
And so I really hoped and prayed and was very devoted as a bookworm and as a little nerd to magic. And then really it wasn't until my early 20s when I started actually,
But the irony of Lusno said is she got obsessed with magic and things because it was a defensive response to her father dying when she was very young.
So the patriarch died, and the matriarch could live. Jesus.
And well, of course, the father bought the book for her. Says, "You're gonna like this book," and so she got obsessed with it. It's like it's her one connection to her father.
Oh, so she. Oh no, Luke.
And so the reason why
say that.
Yeah, the reason why she's such a loon and so crazy is because she misses her dad.
So let's see, we got fucking Carmen Sandiego and fucking tranny Velma talking shit. Let's see.
At least the Velma in this one's white.
Many long, sordid tales of depression and anxiety.
The new Velma is out. That's gonna be so much fun to slog through.
Apparently, there's like a fucking another what's with Scooby-Doo nowadays? Like, real talk. There's a new Velma out, and they have, I think, the Hex Girls, whatever the fuck they're called, as what they actually are. Like, women who wear way too much fucking goth makeup, and now they have all dried out skin, and they look like fucking, Marge at the fucking local diner.
I haven't seen that one yet, but I'll find it.
Oh, yeah.
In teenagehood, but when I really actually experienced magic was mostly with cognitive dissonance, was like things that I thought, stories that I had so deeply lodged in my mind. In particular, in my case, I was in an accident when I was 16 and I covered my arm up. I wouldn't let anyone see this scar. I almost became an amputee. It was like very traumatic. And I was actually with White Watkins, who just walked out of here, just so funny. And he and I went to this party, and all of a sudden the covers that I used to hide myself,
like makeup
in my
covers,
scar,
or
like a cover, like a little sleeve, like a little cloth sleeve,
mm-hmm.
They all dematerialized from reality. Like, I had one in my glove compartment and one in my purse.
What?
Like, always.
What?
Always. Everywhere I went, no matter what, I had at least one and a backup so that no one would ever see who I really was. No one would ever see my scar. No one would ever see how damaged and broken and disfigured and deformed I was. All these horrible stories that I had about myself. And I was going into this party and I couldn't find the sleeve. All of a sudden, it's like, what? What is happening? I always have this. And I just heard this little voice. This little voice that was like, Mia, enough. Just enough. And so not only had something that I knew was tangibly in my reality disappeared, that was pretty magical, even though it was confronting and scary and challenging. Then I walked in, and the story that I had was that everyone is going to think that I'm hideous and that they're going to see that God punished me and I'm so horrible, like I don't fit in here, that just moved to LA, and no one even noticed. They didn't even recognize that there was this massive thing that was wrong with me. And it might not feel magical.
So magic was her being confused.
Magic was somebody playing a trick on her, and now she thinks that the universe is telling her it's okay. That horrible gash, it totally isn't a fucking gash on your fucking arm. It's not real.
But that's it. She was just confused. That magic was her realizing that she wasn't scarred. Like she was suffering from mental confusion.
Yeah. I keep going.
To anyone else, but to me, that was an entrance into, sort of like in Harry Potter, where Hagrid shows up and is like, "You're a wizard." He's like, "What are you talking about?" "No, I'm not." He's like, "Actually, yes, you are. It's just a piece of information. And if it's true, it's going to change your whole life." And that was what happened to me, is there was a new piece of information that was actually more true than the illusion that I was living.
Oh, she got Gnosis. That's what she got.
She got Gnosis. She got Gnosis, Luke.
And it changed and transformed the entire trajectory of my existence. And that's what really pushed me onto my spiritual path, because then I was asking myself, what else? Like, why isn't everyone doing all of these other things? Like, what else is there in the world that I've been believing that's not true? And how can I find the things that...
Oh, it's not that I'm confused. Everyone is confused.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This has got really dark really fast, and she doesn't even realize
this. Dude, she's basically a double from the fucking Love Witch.
Ooh, oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
Oh yeah.
Are true, and it really felt like just this veil had been lifted from my eyes, and I was seeing life and God and the universe in a completely different way. And it was what motivated me then to start looking.
This is scary. This is sad. I can see how I can see how bad this is going to go really fast. Oh boy.
Yep.
Or what else? Okay, what else is an illusion? What else isn't real? What else have I been convincing myself is the thing that I need to inform all of my choices on? But actually,
fucking crazy eyes.
Oof.
Crazy eyes. Look at that shit, Luke.
I can say some very inappropriate things about that, but I'm not going to.
What?
Go
on.
Witches, carnal witches, and all that stuff.
Oh shit!
But that's what you say. You never marry crazy.
Oh! This is the type of woman you rent them, you beat them, and you move on to the next one like a video game.
That's what pagans do. We don't do that.
It's a fucking castle. It's Castlevania, Luke.
And so that was really the big piece, the big moment in my life where everything shifted and changed. And then I started seeking a magical world and a magical reality, and started thinking, well, why? Maybe my fantasy books could come true. Maybe there is real magic all around. And the more I looked for it, the more I found it.
This is the origin of Hey Throne. This is literally the origin of Hey Throne.
Oh dear.
To me, magic is the awareness that we are emanations and reflections of the eternal forces of creation. We are.
She's a Gnostic.
Let's get the corpus hermeticum, folks. The
realization as above, so below.
And the realization that the individual is no different from the supreme. Like, oh, good grief.
Our bones are the stones in the mountains. Our blood is the rivers and creeks and streams, the waters within. Our breath is the wind that we exchange with the natural world all around us. And our fire is the electricity making our hearts beat, and our neurons fire and sending all of our hormones through our bodies. So we are literally a reflection of...
She said it, reflective. Reflections. Oh no. Hegel.
And of the natural world. And when we can reclaim the power from that and learn to harness and wield that power and communicate with it in its ancient symbolic language, which is what my book is all about, then we are able to wield magic. We are able to manifest. People call it manifestation, but manifestation and magic are just two words for the same thing. And so it's really about just remembering that we are divine. We are God. Right here.
No.
Yep. They all believe the same thing. They all fall into the same camp. I'm telling you.
Thank God for James Lindsay to see this. Like, holy cow.
I'm actually considering sending this to James Lindsay, but at the same time, I'm thinking of just milking this, just pimping the fuck out of this one. Because this one...
He's too busy reading the primary sources. We gotta do something about this.
We have to go on our own thought patrol.
That's...
Right
we need...
When you remember that, then magic becomes just your everyday way of functioning.
This is why we're friends. My mission as Diva is to help people turn up the dial on their own divinity, and I love the way that you help people turn
up the dial on your own divinity. Oh my gosh, that is so heretical and blasphemous. Oh.
Every woman, it's all in me. You know that?
What was
That's
that?
what we're dealing with.
up the dial on their own divinity by remembering how much of nature is inside of them and how much of us is inside of nature.
In eyes. What is with this cunt's eyes?
They called audacious magic. I thought you'd be proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was looking up, I was like, what is the like textbook definition of magic? And one of them is, I mean, certainly there's like trickery and sleight of hand. There's that, which I don't think either one of us is interested in.
That's all it is, Matt, ladies. That's all that is. You just tricking. The difference between that magic and your magic is that you tricked yourself and you're tricking everyone else.
Fucking look at those legs. Jesus Christ.
Why are the pretty ones so scary and so crazy?
Well, you saw what I posted before when I originally shared this with you, right?
What was that? Oh, you mean the other one?
No. I'll show you. Keep playing it.
Right.
But one of my favorite definitions is appearing to change the course of reality by connecting with seemingly supernatural forces. And it was like, well, yes, of course, if you were transcending the 3D world, if you were connecting to source consciousness, if you were transcending your state of consciousness, which is what I teach through meditation, where you're connecting to source, connecting to nature, yes, that is supernatural. Yeah. And
connecting to source. Where have we heard that before?
Everywhere, where are you thinking of something specific?
Specifically, I was thinking of fucking spirit science. We're connecting to source, God consciousness. That's what we're connecting to. This is the type of person who spirit science would have easily gotten along with. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a crossover at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Impact the course of reality and change the course of events. So what's been, like before we talk about why everyone isn't practicing magic, why should we be practicing magic? And what's like you had to sell me on it. Let's say I'm skeptical of meditation. And like, what's been like something that's been wild that you've witnessed either in your life or one of your students?
The thing you know about meditation is that the thing that makes meditation different from prayer is that you're concentrating on yourself because when you pray you're implying someone outside of you to pray to. When you pray, you're meditating, you're praying to yourself.
You're becoming one with the universe, don't you know? As above, so below, Luke.
Slag. What do you call your people? Coven members, students?
Yeah, students, clients, yeah. They get to call themselves whatever they want. They can be part of the coven if they want. Yeah, so, well, I've had so many crazy, amazing things, but...
I mean, the safest thing you could say is just a loony social group, but I can easily see if it turns into something else. That'd be the really scary part.
Well, that's the problem. Once these cunts start getting together, first they do their fucking, their pampered chef fucking meetings, and then they start fucking trying to take over the neighborhood in the HOA. Then from there, they start getting even more fucking powerful, and then they start running for fucking, for mayor and places like that. This shit spreads. Here you go, Luke. That's what I was thinking.
Where I was super broke and I just needed money, and I had several things I really wanted to do. I wanted to go to this retreat in Hawaii, and I just had all this little list of things I wanted to do for my summer. I had like $200 in my bank account. I'm like, well, how am I going to do any of these things? And a friend of ours shared this candle magic spell with me. I'm like, whatever, can't hurt, I'll try like lighting a candle and sitting with it. I guess that sounds easy. Turns out it was far easier than I could have ever imagined. So I was at Layla's house, and I grabbed my candle, and I went to the kitchen cupboard, and I got some oil, like a walnut oil, and I grabbed all these little herbs.
Who has walnut oil?
I didn't know anything about herbalism at the time, didn't know anything about the properties of plants. So I was just like, well, I'm going to just see how this goes. And I picked a few little things, and I put the oil, and I rubbed the candle.
Fucking great. This is fucking Sticks, Hex, and Hammer's older fucking sister.
Yeah.
This is it kind of is. It's Charles' older sister.
Another spiritual mother. Oof.
No, I wouldn't. No, it's like it's his aunt. That's who it is. It's his hot wine aunt. I mean, look at those legs.
I carved the words like abundance and power.
Oh, here it is.
Why are all the gorgeous ones homicidal maniacs?
We need to clip that because that's some good shit, dude.
I mean, the Joel Schumacher movies were so weird.
In hindsight, I don't know what they're like an acid dream, aren't they?
I mean, technically, they're kind of like a literal one-for-one translation of the original Batman series. Like, when they're actually having those stupid, like, fake punch fights and trying to bring it into the more modern era. That's what they were. With a lot of homoerotic imagery involved. Because Joel Schumacher's gay, and so he put that in there.
Oh, wait, Joel Schumacher's gay?
I thought he was.
I don't fucking know.
With my fingernail. I carved it into the candle, then the oil, then the herbs. And then I lit the candle.
I mean, why do you think they just insert a random shot of his, like, his butt in his chest when he's still suiting up?
Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Sat there with it and meditated for like the 2.5 hours before it went out. And then we pulled $1,000 the next day. And I got to have exactly the summer that I wanted. And I went to Hawaii like 3 days later and had the most amazing time. And it was so real and so visceral. So afterwards, I went and looked up all the herbs. I'm like, oh, let me just check and see the significance of it. And every single herb that I'd chosen. Basil is like the #1 abundance herb. Cinnamon quickens any spell. And, those are the two that I just will never forget. And I just followed what I was calling my intuition. And so I just listened, opened the cupboard, see what calls to me, do this thing. sit with a candle, just giving it my presence, just being here with it.
Like for the whole time.
Oh my gosh, the suit up in Batman and Robin was worse than I remember. Hold on, let me put it on the screen. I will just mute it, but look at them suiting up.
God, it looks like cosplayer crap. Ass.
Was that really necessary?
Jesus Christ.
What else was there? And then they're all suiting up there, and then they get to the best line in the opening, which is where we could get it.
This is why Superman drives alone.
I want a car. Chicks dig the car.
This is why Superman works alone.
Indeed.
Yes. Oh, you can't extinguish the candle because then it's like extinguishing your manifestation.
Okay, and
Must
also
sit with candle for the entire period.
Okay, very
That's
important.
number one candle magic rule.
Okay.
You have to sit with it.
What if you have to pee?
No, you're allowed to pee. You just don't put the candle out.
Okay.
So like it's best done in an evening where you're not going to leave the house, or you can do it in the daytime. You just don't want to leave.
Okay.
You can leave the room momentarily, but you're not putting the candle out and
Okay.
taking off. And that was like, holy shit, this is real magic. One time I made someone levitate. That was crazy. Like,
What do you mean? You made
Wait, you levitated? Are you sure?
someone levitate?
Girl, we were in a circle and they did this whole thing. Someone was leading us and they did this whole thing with our hands. It was like a huddle, where you like put your hands on top. And it was me and these three women and a dude who was like 6'3", probably like 185 or 90 pounds. Not like a huge dude, but like big enough. And I stood on one side and I was the leader, and another girl stood across from me, and then another girl stood behind us, and we were only allowed to use 4 fingers.
This is light as a feather, stiff as a board.
But he was sitting there.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
sitting in a chair.
Oh yeah. It's the craft. We're still paying for it to this fucking day, Luke. Like, these people only have a few fucking movies and a few films to watch.
Isn't it technically before their time?
In a lot of ways, it was. Well, don't you know these pagans, these young, fertile female women who honestly would easily be good wives if they weren't borderlines, they'd be perfect wives. These are the people who get radicalized by fucking Marxist feminism. These are the ones you have to watch out for. And the older the ones are, they actually influence the younger ones. So in a lot of ways, it's like the corrupting mother influence.
The older feminists trying to trick the younger generation that it wasn't a total waste.
Yep.
And so we picked him up from his knees and his armpits, and then he was floating in the air at our eye level while we were standing there, like floating on our fingers. We lifted him from the chair up at 5 feet in the air. And I was so high from that experience, like.
Are you sure you weren't also high from other things?
She was high from many things.
Oh boy.
Here you go. This is what we're dealing with right here, Luke. 1 minute and
crazy, full tantric kundalini
1 minute
awakening. Never felt anything totally sober like that. in my
Kundalini
entire life.
activation.
Magic and things like that just kept happening. I was like passing transmissions of full medicine journeys to people through my Zoom calls with clients. Like just crazy shit just kept happening, and that's how I even got the name. Our friend Travis, just like all these magical things just kept.
I think there's like a scientific fallacy for this, but I'm not sure what it's called. I'll go
confirmation bias?
Not confirmation bias. It's something a little more specific. Like you think of it, you're always thinking about something, therefore you always notice it, even when it's not. Even when it's not there.
It's the law of attraction, right?
No, it's a trick. It's like a fallacy where you begin to know, like white car. Like I think it's approximated as
Texas sharpshooter shot.
White car syndrome. Like when you have a white car, you start noticing how everyone has a white car.
Right.
And he was like, Mia Magic! And then everyone started calling me Mia Magic, and then nobody remembered my last name. And
I actually just learned your last name last night. So I'm staying at your house, and I found your driver's license in one of your like canvas shopping bags. Did you see
God,
it?
I've been looking for
Oh
that!
my god, why would you say that? Why would you say that? Ugh. Why would you go through someone else's fucking shopping? Crap. Keep going.
You're welcome. But I was like, oh, I had never even known your last name. I put you in my phone as Mia, Layla's witch friend. Yeah. And then I think there's like a dragon.
Oh, here it is. I think I found it.
Red car syndrome are for those who claim
You're new to this chick, that's what I want to know.
the Bader-Meinhof phenomenon is an effect
Bader-Meinhof phenomenon
that arises when your awareness of something increases. Usually when you notice something new, and suddenly you're aware of that thing all over the place.
That's what she's suffering from.
That's what she's suffering.
Bader-Meinhof.
She's reveling in it, dude.
And she's misinterpreting it as magic, and so she sees magic everywhere.
Yeah, and therefore that's how she sees the world now.
Mm-hmm.
Icon next to it. You're still in there.
Perfect. Yeah, it's great. Nobody knows my last name anymore. It's so funny. But
Okay, so,
yeah.
so let's talk to like the person who's listening right now. That's like, you lost me at levitation.
Totally.
And like, what the actual F?
Yeah.
And like, what, because I definitely believe in.
Because if someone actually was levitating there, that might be a demon tricking you into enslaving you.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I would love to put a call around this chick. I'm just what?
But then again, it's always limited to levitation in a particular take. Like if you want to levitate something, doing something cool, like off the side of a building, like a superhero.
Find some more pics of this fucking thought. She is a thought. No, she's a thoughty thought.
Yes, she is the embodiment. She's a perfect embodiment for a thought. Yes.
She, who she reminds me of? She reminds me of a 40-year-old version of the chick from Firefly and Serenity. You know, the whore in it.
Is she 40?
The companion.
Is she 40?
I don't think she's 40. I'm just saying she's definitely older than the chick from Serenity or Firefly. You know, the one that was Malcolm's fucking girlfriend or whatever. You know, the one. Yeah, keep playing it. I'll get a picture of her.
But I also believe that you can either believe that everything is a miracle or nothing is. And so, like, which do you choose? Because we will always find evidence for what we choose to believe. Totally. Thank you, NQ. And so.
Ooh, she has a very fancy website. Have you seen her?
Yes, she does.
Like
no, I have not seen her website. No, I've not seen her website.
I'll reload it for the audience. Let me see if I can find it here. Do I have a full window?
We gotta be careful. For all we know, we'll get in the sight of the Wic. She'll try to cast a spell on us.
Let's see, image. Display. Please give me some displays.
Like I'm watching. Like I'm looking at this, and I'm like,
full display. Like that's a really nice window. Oh, look at her observing and embracing
that pagan money. That pagan money spends, son. Oh my God. Oh, hell no. Oh no, Luke. I'm on her Facebook page.
You see that?
Oh my God. She's like Carmen San Diego. Get the fuck out of here.
What is this like? Welcome, thankful. Magical soul. Do you remember when you believed you could create or accomplish anything or dreamed as a child when life was full of magic? Yes, we call it. Yeah, it's basically what Gnosticism is.
It's childhood.
Yeah,
it's being a child.
Can you give us just like a little bit, like for the skeptic or for the person that's like, I'm turning this shit off, these witches are crazy.
Yeah.
Like what was happening in this?
Oh no, we're not turning you off. We find you very fascinating and horrifying.
We find you very attractive in a magnetismic sense.
And then I want to go even deeper.
Yeah, so I actually didn't know that it was going to be possible either. Again, it was led by someone who was using the three of us in our hands. He was pumping up our energy. We tried.
The man in the middle.
The man who was leading the experience was like we were doing this huddle thing with our hands
placing
over
your hands
and over
on top.
Oops.
Oh, these people are con men. Holy shit, these people are con. I'm looking at her freaking wall on Facebook that is open to everybody, by the way. We don't actually need to sign in for this shit.
Well, of course they're con.
Oh,
of course they're con men. They have to be.
Oh, man. They have to be.
To lift this guy up.
So everyone's activating their Kundalini energy, or that like inherent life force inside of their bodies. And what about the man in the middle? Is he participating? He was just chilling.
He was just chilling. He was sitting there. He wasn't doing anything. And we had done there was a larger, this is like a magical practice group, and we had done a synchronization exercise right before. So it was very simple. It was just about like standing at the exact same time and becoming like a school of fish. Just becoming so that we would operate at the same time. Like if one person's standing up, we're all standing up, and then if one person's sitting down, we're all sitting down. And we just were like getting to the point where we were all synced up, and then he chose the four of us, the person sitting down, and then the three of us women.
Oh, the man's chose, did he?
Oh boy.
Yeah, if a guy's really playing his cards right, he can choose his nice little coven, harem. I mean coven.
That's what it is, isn't it? It's a harem with extra steps, Luke.
Yeah, but of course, if they're practicing sex magic, then by all means, everyone's getting something out of it.
Well, I mean, speaking of sex magic, this bitch kind of is like the Love Witch in a lot of ways.
Ooh, that's scary.
Oh,
and she was the lunatic of the lunatics. Like no one liked her. She was clearly she was in bad standing even with the coven.
Oh, because they're like, dude, you're bringing all this heat on us. Let us do our herbal lore and shit somewhere else. Let's do our arts and crafts. Don't try to bring murder involved.
I did not believe that it was possible. I've never levitated on my own. It's not something that I even like seek to try and do. And that's why, at least for me, I was so high afterwards, is because what happened was that we just generated so much energy. Again, somehow, like, it was a mystery to me, too. I get it. If you think it's crazy, like, trust me, I was losing my shit for, like, 4...
I would like to sit in on this just to see it, just for the possibility of seeing it.
Oh, dude, well, there's power in blood. I mean, look at this chick! Look at his eyes!
But then again, my presence might disrupt their energy, so I'm not sure if it would work.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have that technical ability to sap out energy out of a room. I have that ability. It sucks.
Happened, and still sometimes I'm like, did that really happen? But it did, and there were people there who saw it, and a guy there who experienced it. And
Whoa, did you see those eyes? That was amazing eyes.
I get it. If you think it's crazy, like, trust me, I was losing my shit for like 4 hours.
Jesus Christ!
And still, sometimes I'm like,
oh, there comes.
Did that really happen? But it did, and there were people there who saw it, and a guy.
Wow!
Oh. Fucking lasers shooting out of those.
I there who experienced it, and so from my perspective, we also know so much now about sound and vibration and the quantum nature of reality, and that's really what got me into spirituality.
Quantum. Oh, great! Here's the pseudoscience of it now.
Now we're gonna start opening up with pseudoscience. This is beautiful.
Reality was science and physics and like conspiracy theories and stuff.
Alchemy. There we go.
Alchemy.
Yeah, alchemy is to chemistry what astrology is to astronomy.
Yep.
And so when I learned about the double slit experiment, right, that if you are observing an electron, it will find a single point. It will end up at a single point. But if you're not observing it, it's going...
measuring it, not observing it, because you have to find some way of measuring it, because when you're interacting with it, it causes it to move. That's what happens. It's not just observing it, you're measuring it.
To operate as a wave, and it will end up in a myriad of different points. And so we were observing this experience, but we also were in the total mystery and the total uncertainty of it. No one had any idea what was going to happen. And so I think the fact that there was just this collective Kundalini activation and energy really like charging us up, getting us synced in with one another.
And I want there to be power. I want to see this, but it's not there. I want to know if it's there, but if it's not there, then you're just you're lying to us. You've confused yourself, and now you're confusing everyone else around you.
Oh my God, she has her own freaking. She has a LinkedIn profile, so that's how professional. So yeah. Oh boy.
We were really just vibing hard, and I think that is a part of it. It's like the vibe, the vibration was high, the frequency of the energy.
You're getting good vibes, eh, babe?
Law of attraction. You didn't even need to drink anything to do it. Ooh, and she is really know how to play the thoughts. She really is. She really does. Oh, let me get this on here. Let me get this on the screen. Yep, she's gonna get really rich off of this. Ooh.
She is gonna bring all the fucking borderlines and all the fucking cluster bees together, and she's gonna lead them to the promised land, which is basically the bank.
If there's any benefit, I hope she teaches them to lose some weight, because we don't need any fat witches.
Jesus Christ.
So too many feminists don't take care of themselves.
Well, she speaks Spanish.
Well, of course. Although they're doing that in rejection of the capitalistic system. So, but she's gorgeous. Everyone just look. If feminism was this, then fine. Have some more feminism. But they're not doing that.
Well, Luke, before we start, let's find out what we could do with magic, the blood magic. Because if we're going to talk about love magic, we need to talk about blood magic,
and specifically the blood from women, right?
Till the blood on our sword is the blood of the Quang.
So should I play that video?
We're going to play that video. We're going to play it.
All right, here we go. The truth about periods, women and moon cycles, sacred blood, magic menstruation. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
And this is why you know they're dressed to impress, but even then, like, I mean, look at her. She has a little bit of gray hair, right? Look at that gray hair. She kind of looks like she's losing her fucking. I don't know. I don't fucking.
Humans, I'm Mia Magic. Welcome back to your most magical life. I am so...
Does she have to have the glowing halo crown? It's so creepy.
But she's a goddess, don't you understand?
It's like she's trying to one-up the Virgin Mary. It's like creepy.
She's trying to be the Statue of Liberty, bro.
Oh, that's what that is.
Oh, pumped, y'all. I don't talk about this very often, but this is a huge part of my practice.
She needs to invest in a microphone because there's too much echo on this.
No, this is like an older version before she started making money.
Oh, yeah, 2 years ago. Okay.
Fucking
moon
con
blood, moon magic, all kinds of crazy rituals that I love to do while I'm bleeding. And it's pretty taboo, but guess what? That's where the taboo comes from. It comes from an original description of our menstruation. So it's fun.
Oh boy.
She's starting to use the etymology attacks now. That's why I say this person's very, very, very useful at what they do. Like, like if you could like start breaking down people's definitions by going into the etymology, where we start saying like the spell is a spell, right, and all this other crazy crap, right? You could basically just take over someone's mind. It sucks.
You can't see it on the side, but there's a TED Talk video on the side called "Your Menstruation Cycle is Your Superpower" from someone named Danner Muick. I don't know what she's talking about, but you know.
Fine, let's do it. Let's get fucking taboo. I really don't ever talk about this publicly.
Like, there's so many recommendations. The Blood Magic: A History of Mistration. Oh, and another video I've been meaning to see. Like, there's by this called "The Psychology of the Magician." I'm actually curious what that one's about.
Oh,
Jesus one video about it in Witch School. If you guys are interested in diving deeper and becoming a student of Witch School, would love to have you. You can join through the link below. But that's the only place I've ever shared anything about this before, and it's time. I can't wait any longer. It is so important for women to know how natural, beautiful, sacred, magical, and important your moon time is, your menstrual cycle
and
is,
magical.
your bleeding is. There is way too much bullshit stigma, like wrong, gross, dirty, ugh. Like, no. If you're with a man who makes you feel like your moon is gross or dirty or bad or ugh, one, ditch his ass. No, not all of them, but work with him on it. Work through it with him.
I mean, you're bleeding. I mean, what?
She's on her period, dude. That's what we're talking about.
Women are the only beings who can bleed without violence and not die. That is the original blood of...
But isn't that all female species?
What about the fucking the thorny devil that like bleeds out of its eyes, or like some like there's stuff that she's lying on that regard. I mean, I'm sure I could pull up some exotic fucking snail or something.
To be fair,
that
she's
bleeds.
not even technically bleeding. It's just that her egg hasn't found a sperm, and so it died.
Oh, so because she wasn't being.
Not to be specific about what the bleeding is, because technically it's only half. It's the blood that didn't find. It's the life that didn't make. It wasn't merged. It was the egg that didn't find sperm. That's what it is.
So that kind of makes me kind of self-conscious. Makes me want to knock them up so they don't have that.
Or
no wasted resources.
Or you know, like in a farm, it's the chicken eggs that didn't find it wasn't fertilized. That's what it is.
So what did she say? Oh, women are the only beings, I believe, that could bleed without violence, right? Like, is that what she said? Play it again.
Yeah, that's what it was. Bleed without violence.
Bleed without violence and not die. That is the original blood.
But it's like a chicken hen laying an egg. That's what it is.
So no. Here's what I got from Wikipedia. I am not pronouncing that. Autohemorphicing. It's reflex bleeding. Is an action animals deliberately inject blood from their bodies. Reflex bleeding has been observed occurring in two variations. The first form, blood is squirted towards the predator. The blood of the animal usually contains toxic compounds, making the behavior. The point is that she's lying in that regard. This shit exists.
Some blizzards can shoot blood out of their eyes, right?
Yeah, exactly. Without violence.
Although technically that would be violence because it's self-defense.
Yeah, well, I think she's referring to like not like opening someone up with a fucking Bowie knife or something, or shooting them. I don't know.
Talk about the blood of Christ. The Christ did one, right?
Oh, how dare you heretic!
I'm telling you, a pretty face can hide an evil mind.
I mean, if you think that's angry, you should hear what James Lindsay said about the UN paper.
Oh, we're gonna get into James Lindsay.
If I can play that for a second.
Today they would add harmony with the earth and a worldwide dimension to the attaining of happiness. No, they wouldn't. You dickhead.
Consciousness, this immaculate consciousness, this magical knowing of our own godliness, our divinity, and our power. That's the Christhood. That's the Christ.
Oh, no, madam, no.
You need. That's wonderful, woman. You need turn around, face the wall.
You need to repent.
A daily reminder.
I mean, to be fair, she's not a Christian, so she can't repent. So, but you need to stop. That's a lie. You can't say that. No.
Well, that's false consciousness, Luke. Wanting to accept her holy Eucharist and the blood, her actual blood and remembrance of her is what they should have wanted.
Women were the original source of the blood of Christ because we can bleed without ever being cut open.
God created you self-centered. Ugh. But I'm talking to a Gnostic. I know I'm talking to a Gnostic.
You're talking Gnosticism, not even once.
Or the oldest shamanic ceremonial site. A lot of magical sites are called burial sites. It's absurd, like as if the pyramids are sarcophagi. Yeah, right. Please. Anyways, that's for another video.
Well, they are. They're tombs.
Eyes, dude. What the fuck?
Come on. All the gorgeous womb mounds in Ireland. They're like, oh, these are tombs. Like, bitch, no, they're not. Like, it's crazy. Why are y'all even?
Aren't they?
They are tombs. But she knows better, don't you know? She has the gnosis of the neurosis.
Oh yeah, that's where she thought she was scarred on her hand her whole life, and turns out, oh no, I wasn't. I was just tricked myself.
Talking about, but it's okay. Like, we're reawakening all of the magical lineages. It's fine. It's happening. But like, man, it's definitely a process. So, the oldest shamanic ceremonial site ever discovered, over 40,000 years old. Only 2 things they found remaining 40,000 years were swan wings and rocks covered in menstrual blood. Because this blood is the liquid of creation. When that blood stops, it is only because a baby is being created with that blood itself. The places that are shedding that blood are no longer shedding because they're building. They're creating a...
How very pro-life of her.
Do you really think this woman would be a good mother?
I mean, she can produce a child. Whether or not she'll be a mother, I don't know. She could be a good... I can't say it. I can't say that. That's too horrible.
Jesus Christ.
New life.
You remember the game Black and White?
Yes, I do.
You can appoint expert breeders.
Oh.
No, disciple breeders. That's what they are.
Human. Someone who's actually going to, like, receive a soul from the portal that is within every single woman. And even if your womb is not intact or there's something wrong with it, you still have that energetic portal. It may not be a physical portal the way that it would be if you could birth a child, but it's still there. It's an energetic portal.
We gotta start thinking with portals, Wic. We gotta start thinking with portals.
Or energy-centered, actually.
Portals to where, exactly?
To sacral chakra. Most men have just
to life.
been so deeply programmed. My partner was deeply programmed. And now he loves that shit. Oh my god, one of my favorite things, this is like very naughty, but is when he's like going down on me and then he'll just like bite my thigh and then there's just this big bloody tooth mark on my thigh. It is hot.
I'm pretty sure that's just the blood in your leg, not your menstruation.
No, he's covering himself. Apparently, go play it back, Luke. Play it back. There's a lot of crazy shit going on.
Wait, that's what that was? Oh.
Play it.
No,
play it back.
That is not sanitary. That is not sanitary.
They're pagans, Luke. You have to understand, they're not civilized.
I know, but it's still not sanitary. There is an objective reality. These people are not hearing it. These people need to know.
Well, AIDS doesn't exist. It's a gay man's disease, Luke.
So you can work with your partner. You can work with your man, or if you are with a woman or a gender nonconforming person who's never been with someone who bleeds, you can work.
Gotta cover all the bases.
She has to get that Yankee dollar.
LGBTQ, PY, and all that stuff.
With that, it is sacred. Like, personally for me, my moon blood has very little flavor at all. Like, almost none. That's because
It's amazing. They won't believe in Jesus, but believe in this nonsense.
Did you hear what she said? My moon blood has little to no flavor at all.
Oh, she's tasted it.
She's tasting her menstruation blood. Oh my god. Ugh. It's like that. It's. Keep going.
She has too much time on her hands. Ugh.
And because and I don't mean like douching or anything like that. Like, no, we're not talking about that. I mean that I tend to my body. I honor my moon time. Usually my partner doesn't sleep with me. Some nights I usually bleed for about 5 days. And he'll sleep with me maybe 2 out of those 5 nights.
She's the center of a universe, isn't she?
She is the master that makes the grass green.
And then 3 nights I like to sleep by myself. It's usually like me and my little black cat. And Minerva, goddess of wisdom, obviously. And we kind of just have
Minerva?
And we have the big bed to ourselves, and my partner sleeps in the guest room. And it's good for us to really tend to our dreams during that time. To be really aware of how we're feeling and to take time off as much as you can. You know, we've been taught that we need to like push through our menstruation time and like while we're bleeding we need to like keep going and keep moving. No. The reason why women sync up, why if you hang out with girlfriends and one's bleeding, then all of a sudden you start bleeding, you're like, damn, it's 6 days earlier, whatever it is because in tribal times, when we all lived together, when there was no artificial lighting and artificial hormones to mess with our cycles and to mess with our bodies, we would all have this magical week together. We would gather in the red tent or in a particular place to bleed onto the earth together. You would just bleed. There's no tampons. There's no like, oh, shove something up there to keep that from happening. Something that like has fake fragrances in it. No. No. You bleed onto the earth. You bleed onto
They bled into the earth.
They really do want a simpler time before capitalism messed everything up.
What to reject modernity and embrace tradition, Luke?
Oh, no thank you. I don't need that tradition.
Oh no, absolutely not.
I'd rather have the modern. I'll take modernity with all the faults that comes with it. We'll work around those. No, I don't need that tradition. No, thank you.
God.
You don't poison the water. Like, we're poisoning the water more with poop than anything else. But, like, again, that's another video. But you don't put anything into the water that you're going to drink. You let the waters be clear. You let the waters be pure. And you bleed onto the earth. Plants thrive from moon blood. Like, I put moon blood in all my...
Oh, that's good to know, I guess.
She puts moon blood in all of her fucking...
Her unfertilized eggs fertilize Earth. Oh, there's something to be said about that.
You know, pagans of the old world were crazy like this.
It's kind of like that Lysenkoism. We'll find anything to try to grow plants.
You know,
jeez. I don't think the Lysenko Chinese ever tried to use menstrual blood. They used human hair and sugar.
God, yeah, sugar for the earth because they want sweet food, don't you know?
Look at this money tree radio. She is thriving. Moon blood. So we used to.
Oh, so her unfertilized eggs would make that plant grow. Nice.
That's like some scary fucking shit, bro.
I mean, like, if I saw that, would I feel when she says that for the first time to a total stranger, like, how they feel relieved or terrified?
To come together. All of the women in the tribe would bleed, usually with the new moon, right? Because
you might as well be making your own fertilizer from your toilets. Like, ugh.
There's no place like cow manure.
That's why we think of full moons as being like, oh, everyone's getting crazy, because
come on, she's not a cow.
When there was light. That's when you could go outside and see, not the same as like in the middle of the afternoon, but you can see. I always love to do full moon hikes. That's why it's like all this energy, people be fucking on the full moon because it's nighttime, but it's light outside. So the brighter that the moon got before we had false and electric lighting, that was the light that you would have at night. It's like you can't build a bonfire that's bright enough to like light up much farther than like.
I mean, there is
she would build up the wicker, man. She truly would.
Yeah, I mean, there is a point to that. We always forget about our modern conveniences and realize how horrifying nature is, or even how beautiful nature is. Like every once in a while, when the light, I remember this one time when the power went out in in the city, and like, oh wow, the stars are here. You never get to see the stars at this hour.
Yeah.
And you have a haunting, horrifying feeling about our ancestors felt like.
Jeez.
You know, that one immediate surrounding area. So the moon would light up once a month for us to be outside, to be wild, to be playful at night together. So during the dark moon, during the new moon, when the moon is not present for a couple of days, when the moon and the sun are in the same place in the sky, so she's all the way in
Well, yeah, but you're talking about before we found electricity, so why would we go back to that?
Because we have to reject modernity and embrace tradition, and get out of this patriarchal mindset, mate.
Is the time when it's darkest out. And if we didn't have electric lights, it would have been dark. No light pollution, dark. Like, you can't see anything. So
I live in Arizona. I know what that feels like in certain parts of town.
That was the time that we would all go and be together. And that dark void, the womb, we would have the opportunity to divine the wisdom, to receive greater guidance, because we are connected to divine during that time. It is such a sacred, important, magical time. And so we would all be bleeding together, all getting downloads together, all getting guidance together, all be meditating together, all be returning that nourishment to the earth as gratitude, saying thank you. Oh my goddess, I'm sending this blood back to you because you've nourished everything in me. I've gotten all of my nourishment from you, right?
Oh, great. So she's worshiping the earth now.
Yep, because they sexually identify with it, don't you know? Unironically, they sexually identify with the earth.
Of course.
That was especially when we were just like gathering, you know, maybe some roots and herbs and berries and things, and then like eating meat, and that was it. It's like that blood that you get from that animal that ate that grass that then fuels you. It's just the circle of life, and it moves us all. You know? That. So
oh great, now old, classic Disney is groomer material.
Oh jeez.
Oh, it's not even new Disney now.
It's really important to recognize and acknowledge is that our moons every month. I really notice that if I'm going through something big, or like if my partner and I are having a challenging time, oh my god, that certainly happened to me last month. Wow, we were in it, and my moon was so painful. The night that I started bleeding, I was like, she just hit me, and I was like debilitated. I just like couldn't move. I was like, oh my god, because I've been angry, and because I've been frustrated, and because I've been impatient, and because I have not been honoring.
This is what she reminds me of, the chick from Firefly.
Oh, what's this?
There you go.
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, the actress who played fucking Miranda Bakarian. I don't know, Miranda. I don't know this one. This chick right here. I don't fucking know. I can't spell for shit.
That I know that I can, that I'm capable of. And then this month, when I've been really working, we've been so committed to just spending more sacred time together, being more in ritual. Him taking more time off of work so we have more time to just play and be and really have fun together. And I had the easiest moon that I've had in like months, years. It was so great. I like barely even got any cramps. So every month we are shedding the potential.
Barely got any cramps. Any cramps, Luke, because that's the shit that matters.
Of who we are or would be from that moment as a mother or a parent. because we're shedding all those eggs, or that possibility. We're not shedding eggs. You have all your eggs all the time. We're shedding the lining where the egg could implant.
Is that true, Luke?
I don't know. I'm kind of curious, but I'm not sure.
The child at that time. So, like, I really noticed that when I go through something big, I did this huge inner child healing like 2.5 years ago, and my moon came the next day. It's like, okay, I'm someone different now. And this month, my partner and I did this beautiful ritual just for him. It wasn't even a sexual ritual. It was just like fully creating the ritual space, me doing my thing, meditating, like cleansing the whole bedroom and creating something new.
Imagine sharing a space with this woman. Whew. What an adventure!
It would be like it would be like walking on eggshells. Everything we like. I joke about borderlines, but all the pretty ones are crazy. Like,
why do the pretty ones have to be crazy? Is it because they're pretty, or just because they're pretty?
It's because nobody fucking corrects them.
Does their prettiness cause them to be crazy, or does the environment cause make their prettiness go crazy? But I guess you're more in the environmental. You're more in the environmental school of that. Like, no one corrects them, so you just get away with all that nonsense.
Jesus Christ, this woman.
It was just different. We've done tons of ceremonies together. It was different. It was just specifically for him, without sex, just to do this ritual and a session. And I have such transformative work with my one-on-one clients, and I wanted to offer that to him. And we don't do that often enough, because it's kind of like no one wants their partner to coach them or therapize them or something. But we made an intentional agreement that we were going to do that for this moment, and it was so fucking powerful and so beautiful. And my moon came the next day. She was like, okay, y'all have jumped through a portal with this one. You've done something different now. Something has shifted and changed. You are different. Who you would be as a mother, who you are as a woman, as a person.
You have a little bit of him in here, and a little bit of her in him in you, and a bunch of other people inside you.
Listen, if you're having sex with different people, right? Like, I'm having sex with one person, but if you're having sex with different people, it's also shedding the possibilities of that. So it's like 1 month you're with one guy, and it's shedding any of that energy, which it might not shed all of the energy. The energy might stay there, but it's shedding the possibility of that being the father of the child. Okay, boom, those are gone. So now, like, maybe next month or 2 months later, you're sleeping with someone.
And the more often you do that, the less likely you'll find a stable relationship. Like, it's just going, like, statistically speaking, if a woman has more than one partner, her ability to find a stable relationship is literally halved, like from 80% to 40%.
But that's a patriarchal mindset, Luke. You're thinking about money.
It's scientific.
You're not thinking about the woman's There are women who have given birth to you, and they know what it's like to actually suffer. Oh my God. Like,
somebody else. Okay, great. Then now this is a possibility, and then that sheds, or however it will be, every single month. You're shedding who you are and what the possibilities of your creation could be. And of course, it's not just about babies. It's about you as the mother of your business, your mission, your book, your purpose, whatever it is that you're creating, even your friendships. How are you tending to your relationships? Like, my body worker came over on Tuesday. She's my Chinese medicine doctor. She does all my acupuncture and all my stuff. I've got these crazy cut marks right now. My God.
Oh, she does acupuncture.
Wow.
Of course she does. Another way to bleed, I guess.
Another way to bleed.
She was supposed to go over on Tuesday, which was actually the last day of my moon. She shows up, and she was just, like, depleted. And I was like, bro, what's going on? She's like, I just started my moon. I'm so tired. Oh, my God. What am I going to do? Be, like, totally out of alignment with the priestess that I know myself to be and be like, oh, tough shit, first day of your moon? Like, you need to work on me. No, of course not. So I laid her down on my sound lounge, my, like, vibroacoustic bed with all the...
Well, at least she's not a hypocrite.
Well, I've had enough of this borderline. She's now boring at this point. But...
a borderline who isn't a hypocrite. So that's nice.
Well, just saying. Here you go, Luke. Here's what we got to lay on. Next one.
Oh, what's this? What's this?
It's literally her, Mom. Mom, it's literally me. There you go.
It's the Love Witch.
Yeah. 1 minute and 43 seconds.
1 minute 43 seconds. Oh, the twins. 1 minute 43 seconds.
I like the twins. The twins were awesome.
They're my one weakness.
They're my one. Double team.
Or rather, they're my ultimate weakness. So what do I start? 140. What?
They're my pan-ultimate weakness. 143.
Including this. She said you drove her husband to suicide.
So I was a bad girl. Are you going to punish me?
Yes, you're going to jail, hun.
What sort of person are you, Elaine? What sort of sick mind would do such things?
Why are you so negative? I didn't kill anyone. Wayne died of heart failure. I've heard beautiful
died of lovemaking. And Richard died because he loved me too much. These men weren't used to the deep feelings of love that they were experiencing.
This is the type of, again, you give these people an inch and they'll take a mile. Keep playing.
And died of love? That's insane. What about the spells and the drugs? Are you saying witchcraft had nothing to do with it?
Witchcraft is just a way of concentrating energy. You can only work with what's already there. I just use sex magic to create love magic. I didn't know how strong the spells would be.
I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to use that much brufentanol. What are you talking about?
How strong the love gets.
Love. What do you know about love? What you call love is a borderline personality disorder.
The patriarchy is calling you out, Matt lady.
Oh yeah. By the way, let me just say this for everyone who talks shit about like, oh, the feminists and this and that. That is actually one of the few movies I actually liked. It was written, directed, directed. The audio, everything was done by one woman. She was a feminist, and I'll just say it's a great film. I highly recommend it. You know, it's actually I might actually pick it up at one point. Blu-ray that shit. It was just 'cause it's a good film. Anyhow, let's see what else. Okay, here we go. We're not gonna go. I'm tired out from the borderline shit. I'm tired of them. I actually I'd like to not continue, but I want to keep going. Here we go. This is modern warfare. Advanced warfare. This is what you're seeing is advanced warfare, Luke.
And what is that?
Lately. And whether you love it or hate it, we can all agree that it's certainly a huge leap forward for AR/VR technology. Even before the Apple Vision Pro was released, many of those working in the defense industry have been wondering the same thing. Are AR/VR devices like this the future of soldier systems? Heads-up displays and helmet integrations? Futuristic combat goggles. The U.S. government seems to think so, as they've signed and executed on multi-billion-dollar contracts with Microsoft.
Oh yeah, because the government's never invested in anything stupid.
Oh, well, the Germans had a jetpack in World War II.
Wait, was that? Wait, really, or was that just a movie?
No, that was a fucking. It wasn't the Rocketeer. I'm thinking from Battlefield 3, the Advanced Weapons of the Axis DLC. That's what I'm thinking.
Develop and co-develop.
IVAS, $22 billion project.
So we got our hands on Apple Vision Pro and headed to Tampa to see if this headset could really be a practical tool, integrating with Aventus respiratory protection, or just a toy.
We're in Tampa, Florida, and we are headed to our hotel to prep for the kick-ass range tomorrow. We're here at Fishhawk Sporting Clays in Lithia, Florida. At Ventus, we like spending some time on the range, trialing and testing and making our tactical respirator even better. We thought it'd be a fun time to bring in the Apple Vision Pro, put it on the range, put it through some tests, but also as we develop and innovate at Ventus, looking at the soldier of the future, what does the heads-up display look like? What does the helmet of the future look like?
Look at that shit. This is a great way to get caught by the fucking feds.
Yeah, it was really interesting kind of looking through a camera.
I want to see nods. I want to see if this shit has like LiDAR technology, so like I can actually see in the dark without actually seeing in the dark.
And the ability for it to pick up exactly what you're looking for, looking at the right time, is phenomenal. I can actually see right through the EOTech as if my eyeball was right behind it. So, so far really impressed with the Apple Vision Pro and how it can integrate here. So depending on what you're looking at, that becomes really granular. When you're looking around the peripheral, it's a little more pixelated. But no, the ability to look down my iron sights on my Glock, the ability to look through the EOTech on the long gun, pretty impressed in the first 1 hour of us trying this out.
I want to know if the EOTech could go low light, and you could see it with a freaking Apple Vision. If you had that ability and maybe some IR flood, you could probably have yourself a nice ghetto rig dual purpose nods. You might very well have that, and I actually would. If that actually happens, I will pick these up. I guarantee you, I would use them. Keep going.
So we just tried that because I wanted to see what the lag is like, and I know we've seen videos of people playing ping pong, but the ability to move your hands at the same speed as the camera's picking it up is just phenomenal. So that was really cool.
Oh, so you're seeing this completely through a camera screen?
Yeah, you're seeing it all through a camera screen. Yep.
A little drill.
Clint, what's happening, man?
Good. Hi, Art. How are you?
Good. Just gonna move you out of the way of my target here. Yeah, man, I just want to get your advice. I'm on the range today.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yep. Again, what you're seeing is advanced warfare.
But yeah, it's not the virtual reality; it's augmented reality, which is going to sell a whole lot better if this keeps up.
Oh yeah, dude! I can't wait to actually have like a augmented reality girlfriend or a butler or somebody who can make me dinner. God damn it!
It would be exhausting to wear it all the time, though.
Chalk, sporting clays, and lithia. And I'm finding I'm hitting high left right now, and I'm looking over my sights. I'm just trying to figure out what's going wrong. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a very common problem. I would just say really focus on your breathing. Take your time. Make sure you really get over their sights.
What is he looking at? Is he looking at his eyes, or he's looking at his screen?
He's looking at his screen, I believe.
Really concentrate on that trigger pull, and I think you'll be great, man.
All right, man. Thanks, man. Okay, hold on there. I'm just going to take a couple of shots. Let me know. I'll let you know right now. Okay, yeah, dead center, thoracic area. I'm feeling good. That's sweet. So cool. So on there, like I had you come up in front of the target. I just kind of pinched you, moved you out of the way. We had a quick chat. Target was open. Fired a couple of rounds. You're still there. Wow. It's so cool.
Can you imagine having that and maybe like not just a heads-up display, but like having a HUD along with like your ammo count and everything, like your vitals, like being able to see where your friends would be and whatnot. Can you imagine all that?
Well, I can see it like being used in particular locations, but it's not something you would wear all the time.
Well, no, but like I would use it like again. Here's one for you. Can you get I guess it's 11 labs to read this real quick.
11 labs. What are we reading? What are we reading?
Night vision.
Night vision, you say?
Night vision mode for the Apple Vision Pro.
Oh wait, so what voice should we use? Does it matter? Let's see if I can use. I probably shouldn't use that voice. Okay, let's try this one. So what am I saving here? What are we looking at here? What is this?
This is a guy who built his own night vision using Apple Pro.
Let's take a look. See here. Oh, now they update the windows. Now it's all looks so weird. Let's see.
Oh, you went to Windows 11 as well?
Oh no, it's just the 11 Labs window just updated, so now it's all different. It's all shiny and new and fancy. Let's see. But model cannot be used for the selected model. Wait, what? Oh. Generate speech. Selected model cannot be used for text to speech. What do you mean it can't? It's one of the options. Cloned.
So is cheerfulness.
Let's try this one. Cannot be used for text to speech. What do you mean it can't be used for text to speech?
I don't know. Maybe they have naughty words.
So is cheerfulness.
Why is everything so? Wait, what do you? Uh-oh. Have they updated something so I can't use it?
So is cheerfulness. Or
selected mode cannot be used for okay, so what can I use? Let me try this Goodopy one. Selected mode selected model. Maybe more advanced? Let's try this one. Sorry for the hold up, everyone.
We have
it's all good.
Let's see.
It's all good.
There we go.
Play it.
Playing. Sorry for the delay.
Man creates night vision mode for the Apple Vision Pro ever since its debut at CES 2024. The Apple Vision Pro has had Apple fans on the edge of their seats awaiting its arrival. But it wasn't until a user demonstrated the night vision mode on the Vision Pro that the excitement reached a whole new level. If you've been out of the tech loop, the Vision Pro is a headset worn over the eyes, offering users an immersive, augmented reality experience. Users are able to observe a blend of digital content with their physical space. One user, Surya, under the handle Easdand, posted his night vision clip with his Apple Vision Pro on X with the caption, "Night vision with the Apple Vision Pro, no cameras needed."
There we go.
Here's what you got.
Here's some more.
And it looks like this. There you go, Luke.
I'll put it on the screen here soon.
This is what we're looking at. This is NIDAR, by the way. You basically get turned into freaking cyberpunk vision.
I'm going to get this on the screen here.
The video shows the Apple user walking through the streets outside. Objects like cars and steps become quite difficult to make out, but it looks good as a simulation. You can make out different colors of the grids in...
Isn't it beautiful? Fucking augmented reality.
The user's field of view. Fans are going crazy over the feature, asking whether it's a developer mode or a certain app that allows it. Others are in awe of the Vision Pro's spatial understanding. It has night vision. Dang, one user commented. Another enthusiast wrote, I've seen more amazing short in the past week than I have in the past 5 years outside of AI. We are so back. One user saw the potential of the Matrix in the making, replying, Someone is going to, or maybe there already is one, write a VisionOS app that animates text characters dropping on the mash. Then you can really be in the Matrix. All the get out of the Matrix guru gonna be so pest. Apple...
I'm thinking of in terms of warfare. Like, I legitimately would like to see some AI be used with this. And, you know, then because of the LiDAR and all the other sensors, I guarantee you could probably see, like, your infrared... one of your infrared IR beams, right?
The Vision Pro on February
from your PEC 10 and whatnot.
It's
and I'm thinking you could have this alongside it. I really do think this is the future.
At a price of $3,499.
$3,500. Oof.
That's a steep price, dude, but it's worth it.
Not for me, it's not.
$2,763. The Vision Pro has already been hitting the headlines since its release, including transport secretaries raising eyebrows at drivers wearing the headset behind the wheel. Researchers have been impressed by the technology's capabilities of editing and deleting surroundings. One study author wrote, These headsets can not only add things to the real world, they can also delete them. People have also been trying similar things on the Meta Quest headset, with some Reddit users experiencing night vision.
Oh, that's it, folks.
Quasimodo.
Ooh,
jeez,
that is impressive.
We literally are in the age of the 90s used to think of sci-fi, and now it's basically the real world. You know, we have freaking we're in a cyberpunk dystopia, whether we like it or not, and I embrace it. And with that, I think we're gonna end it here. Luke, any final thoughts?
I think I do.
It would be good to remember the fathers of the U.S. Constitution who believed that the function of good government was to, quote, affect the greatest happiness of the greatest number of citizens and to effect harmony between the public and private interests, end quote. Today they would add, get their motherfucking names out of your mouth.
What? What?
James Lindsay was not happy with what he had to say.
Get their fucking names out of their fucking... What? Did he actually say that, Luke?
Mm-hmm. It's recorded. Jeez. It's on his podcast.
Jesus Christ. That is... We're in interesting times.
Well, he is a liberal defending liberalism, so he is mad that these theosophic cult members are trying to say, oh, they're trying to claim the founding fathers for themselves. Like, how dare you? Like, the woman who's trying to claim Jesus. How dare you?
How dare you? Except not... except, these people are evil.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow. Luke... not saving the West is a side quest. Ladies and gentlemen, be good to one another, take care of one another. Remember, saving the West is a side quest.